everybody, and welcome this evening to the Virtual College Exploration Series for all Illinois students. I just want to give you a couple of reminders as we get started. Number one, this is a webinar format, so your cameras and microphone are off. If you're trying to look for that button, don't worry, it's not there. Also, because it's a webinar format, I would encourage you to use the Q&A function for our panelists today. And so as we get started today, if you like this session, please sign up for more. You can go to IACAC.org, and you can see the recording from this session available at the same website. But without further ado, I'll go ahead and hand it over to Patty.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name's Patricia. I am with LaRoche, and I am based here in the U.S. I've been lucky enough to be part of these schools for about, let me see. I got screwed up here for a moment. Hold on. We went backwards. I've been part of the schools for about 3 years. And before that, I was an industry recruiter. So I was on the industry side interviewing. Oh, goodness, we are still having, let me just do this really fast. It keeps, we were testing sound and then we got stuck here. All righty, hold on. Are we ready? I think we're good, right? Okay, so for those of you here, you can see my name. I'm going to provide you with my email and contact information towards the end. So most of you are, I'm sure, are juniors and seniors and trying to figure out, oops.
Just so you know, it's not showing up on your screen.
It's not showing up?
Nope.
Well, thank you so much. Hold on. Okay. Let's do it now.
Now we can see it.
Excellent. Okay, great. So for a lot of you, you are deciding what your situation is going to be with school, and what a big decision. And going through COVID, it's a tough time. But a lot of the college counselors are there to help you, and we really encourage you to reach out. But really, it's sort of trying to figure out what career paths do I want to consider. And as you're doing that and looking at schools, not only is it your major that you're looking at academically, but we find we also are a school that prides ourselves in really focusing on what we call soft skills. So our first year will really give you an opportunity to learn a lot more about problem solving, team environment. It's very international and very cultural. So as you're trying to make that decision, we are a business specialty school, and we align ourselves with marketing, hospitality, finance, and a few other areas, and what we call any industries that are part of what is considered experience economy. So really, what is experience economy? So I'm going to use Apple, for instance. A number of years ago, Apple made a strategic decision to really focus on the customer, because they knew long-term that is where the financial benefits would be. And if you think about it today, when you come into a school or a store like Apple, you almost check in. They take care of your situation, very personalized, give you opportunity to interact with their products. The service level is very much service, not an upsell. And guess who they went to when they decided to do that? They went to a company like Ritz-Carlton to really decide that strategic method for creating the future of their business. And so what we do is we create business industry leaders, very much like that. So for us, we really focus on a number of areas, and we teach you that customer service experience aligned with business. So companies that you're going to probably be able to get an internship and work with are going to run from luxury, real estate, marketing, sports, finance, international events like the Olympics, which is where one of our alumni is the head of. And so it just gives you a little bit of an idea of that kind of scenario. Where will I end up after I graduate? We are really proud of our schools, and that we have a high number of employers, a wide range, that come to our school to recruit on college fair and also on our job board. But you'll be dedicated to having 2 or 3 days of career fairs on campus. Here's a little video to share with you what employers say about our schools.
We want those students to be part of our success.
The quality of education and the training in the soft skills in Les Roches is pretty impressive. I
I absolutely adore the students. They just stand out amongst the crowd.
Entrepreneurial spirit,
Humility.
thinking outside of the box, problem solving. They are our future leaders. We need unique people to fill in the roles.
We need the best of the best.
So for best of the best, how do you move into that area? Our schools are rated top 3 in the world. So just to keep that in perspective, by employers preparing students to be career ready. We're also number 2 for employee reputation. We have been around since 1954, and our schools are US accredited. There are only 11 universities outside the US that have US accreditation. And schools, especially in the US, and let's say, I know because you're in Illinois, you might be looking at a school in Illinois and they have a sister campus. It might be in one city and they might have a sister campus in Chicago. We have the same, where our main campus is in Switzerland, but our sister campus is in Spain. We have another sister campus in China. And then we do a study abroad with one of our other schools in London. So it's a little different. I'm going to just share with you here just some snapshots of campus and then go into a little bit more depth. But this is actually a view from the dorm, and you would be going to school right nestled into the Swiss Alps. These are the restaurants and the facilities at the school. And you'll notice a lot of the students are in business attire. We do require business attire, business casual at our school because you're already becoming paraprofessional. It was from day one. This is our school in Spain, and we are about 10 minutes from the beach. So you'll see right here nestled, this is the Sierra Nevada mountains. So in the morning or the afternoon, you can be skiing, and the other part of the day, you can be at the beach. And we have another sister campus in China, about 40 minutes outside Shanghai, and you'll see it right here. So it's also a great opportunity for students that want to do a study abroad or really expand their understanding of the business world in Asia and maybe do an internship. So what I think will distinguish our schools is when you look at a US school versus a European school, US schools will probably, but for us, we're actually the opposite. We're going to have 100+ nationalities, 90% international. So you are going to be in school with primarily European students, but students from Brazil, Mexico, India, Canada, Asia, all different parts. And so right there, when you're in class, you're going to really get that global exposure and that network. A distinction that we have too, I'm going to talk to you a little bit later, is a little bit of our practical first year foundation. We are a school that is 3.5 years. And the reason we can do that is the programs in Europe don't require as many gen ed courses as they do in the US. We're also very niche and very career focused. So you're going to have 2 specific internships with our schools and about 2.5 years of education. So how it would begin is all of our programs start in February, and then we also have a winter semester, just like you see in the US. But you maybe start at our main campus in Switzerland, you do your first semester, and then we're going to support you to do your first internship. It's part of your curriculum. Then you'll come back and maybe go to our campus in London or in Spain, and you're going to do your business fundamentals. Then you're going to do a second internship, which is an enhancement of your first, administrative or supervisory. And then you'll specialize, and that's really when you do your minor. So your first semester is actually very fun, very much a distinction from other campuses. You're going to still have a marketing class and then communications and sort of what you still consider traditional college classes, but you're also going to have a restaurant lab, and you might be taking a food and beverage skills class, hotel operations. And part of that philosophy for us is where you're going to really learn some of the problem solving, team building, working under pressure. And although you might likely not go into those regions as a long-term career, we find that students really learn so much in the fundamentals of working in an operation. So it's almost like doing a part-time job with those skill sets, and it really helps you on that first internship. So we really believe that you really need to you learn and then you do. And so internship is going to be about 6 months. It's your second semester. It could really run many different areas depending on what your initial career interest is, but it could be in sales and marketing, finance, human resources, or in operations. It will always be in the business side. So just as a reminder, it is a business degree. You'll always have an accounting and a finance class, a marketing class, and a human resource class, and then something in operations or in service. You're going to do that every semester. And so we really cover a number of different areas, and you'll do global economics, digital marketing, leading teams, managerial accounting. What we find, our students really enjoy this type of learning because everything you're learning in school is extremely practical to the industry of the experience economy. So you'll go then on your last internship, what we consider your senior internship, and this could be many different areas as well. It could be doing market research, it could be working in operations as a supervisor. We have strong connections with companies like Louis Vuitton, the Olympics, because that's where our alumni are. I'm not going to share this next video with you, because I really want to focus then in on the last year when you're going to really start to choose what your specialization is. And that's when, after you've already sort of done a few internships, you'll choose either entrepreneurship, digital marketing, finance, or what we consider operations. Based on that, that's where you'll end up in your last year. So if you're choosing entrepreneurship or digital marketing, you can do that at either campus in Spain or Switzerland. If you're doing operations, you'll end your semester and graduate from our campus in Spain. And if you're doing finance, it will be at our campus in Switzerland. One of the other advantages that is really popular is we have many students that come to us to do what we consider a 5-year. You're going to do your bachelor's and your master's and end with 1.5 years of experience and get a bachelor's and master's in 5 years. So that's a very popular program. So you hear a lot that I was just sharing about internships, and of course that can be a little intimidating. Do I find that on my own? How do I get an internship? Is it a placement? Am I assigned? It's really where we work with you in alignment. You are given many resources. Our students average about 3 to 7 offers for internship, depending on their background and their profile. But from day one, we're going to start to work with you on your resume, LinkedIn profile. You'll start to do practice interviewing and really starting to learn what your different options are. One of our alumni works with Valentino, and this is just gives you a little bit of a sense of the La Roche culture. We really do value students that are looking for that entrepreneurship, innovative, very creative, and trying to figure out how can I take creativity and combine it with business. And so for us, we have a very strong global network. If you just go on LinkedIn and do La Roche, you're going to find alumni all over the world. And you'll find that about 30% of them are entrepreneurs, and many of them come back to campus to recruit. So just to give you a little flavor of where the alumni are and who comes in to recruit, you're going to see that we have students who work, one of our graduates is the director of corporate events for the Olympics. And where do you think he goes to find interns? Of course, he comes back to La Roche. We have some of our alumni who work with JP Morgan Chase. You'll see JLL, which is a huge real estate company. Bloomberg, WeWork is one of my students that I worked with, that he was a front office manager with the St. Regis in Mexico City, and WeWork came to the hotel to do all of their meetings, met him and recruited him, and then now he is the director of Latin America. His career has just taken off. So you'll see it's a wide variety of areas that you can go with our business degree. So that's where we are on the academic side. Of course, school is a lot more than academics. In fact, I think sometimes the student life and what you're doing outside school is equally as important and sometimes more important. going to share with you a little video here about some of our campus and what it's like to go to school at La Roche. Gorgeous. It's like going to a school in Colorado or a school in California, but you can go to both actually. So here's a little snippet that'll share with you a lot of events that are on campus that give a great opportunity for networking. So we have a lot of events on campus and a lot of opportunities when you are going to a school in Europe that you're able to take advantage of. And so this is actually events that were happening at our main campus this year in March, February, March, and April. And you can see in May, and you can see every week there is an event going on. The other advantage of going to school in Europe would be like our campus here in Spain, which is here in the southern tip. And so you'll be able on the weekends to do cultural events. So going to Barcelona, going for a visit to Amsterdam, we organize trips to Morocco, to London. You can go to Sevilla, which is just a few hours away. So it gives you a great opportunity to really, really expand your global cultural leadership profile. Here's a little bit of a snapshot of our school in Switzerland and the map, and we're just a few hours from Milan. You're close to Zurich, to Geneva, and you'll notice a lot of these Swiss chalets. Yep, your dorm is a Swiss chalet. It's not a big dorm building, and so you're about 10 minutes from the city. Gives you a little bit of a picture of what your dorm would be like. Our campus in Spain, you're required to live on campus the first year and a half. And then the last few years, you live off campus about 10 minutes in these areas here, these set apartments, and start to live a little bit more on your own, but still part of school. And our students love it because by the time you're done as your sophomore year, you're ready to sort of start to be a little bit more independent. So just wanting to send the message that our student life is really robust. We have cultural events, a lot of city events, but we also have a lot of campus, government, different clubs. We have a number of events that you saw in the video that we host within Europe. Our campus in Switzerland is the largest campus in the Swiss Alps. And so we have a lot of events that we host. For those of you that might be juniors, sophomores or juniors, we really recommend that you might consider coming for a week. And even if it's not our school, whatever school you might be looking at, we really recommend that you look at schools and what opportunities they may have for you to stay for the summer to really get a good sense if it's the right school for you. But it also gives you, honestly, an added edge to the application process, and for our students, added scholarships. So about 80% of our students that come for our summer program do enroll and join us, and they're our first students that we consider for scholarships. So something to think about. And in our case, when you do summer program, it's reimbursed for you that first semester. Here's a little bit about the summer programs.
I chose the summer program because I wanted to experience the hospitality for my future.
Oops, it's not very loud.
So we have been looking around Transmontana We have visited a few luxury hotels, and they brought us around looking behind the scenes of how they operate in kitchen and in restaurants.
I've never experienced anything like this where there's so many different people at the same place from a different country. This is a very good way to see if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
We always have activities from morning till night around 10 p.m. and it's very equal.
It's a good experience to meet people around the world, experience behind the scenes of different industry and different jobs. So it's all about trying and challenge yourself to this La Roche summer program. It's really fun and you'll like it.
So just to give you a sense, what we look for in admissions, I'm going to touch on that a bit, is really looking for students who might have an interest in communications, public relations, social sciences, really students that want that interaction and that people-to-people type of career path, but they can't quite put a finger on exactly what it is that they're looking for. And students who really are looking for travel, global career path, and really a lot of different opportunities in different areas. It's not as stagnant at all. So you can see you can go into a lot of different areas. So what that means then for us on an admission standpoint is we don't just look at academics. We really do a very holistic overview. Our average is 3.3 GPA. Students that do take ACT and SAT, we highly recommend that you share that with us, especially if you believe it's a good testament to your academics, but it also helps you with your scholarship, to be perfectly honest. IB schools and AP also highly recommended. Part of your application will include a resume, and if that's not something you've done before, we'll give you a template, but we really encourage students to take their time to really start to outline their profile. You'll do your essay, and then all students are given an interview. Every student that comes to our school is interviewed by our regional office. We have 7 regional offices around the world. So it's a very boutique school, very specialized. We want to make sure we're the right school for you and you're the right school for us. So we really take probably about a 90-minute interview. It does have an assessment and an exercise that you take beforehand. So it's very selective, and it's usually at the very end of your admissions process. So just to recap a little bit about La Roche, we have bachelor's, master's, and MBA programs. We're highly international. Smaller school with regard to 15 to 30 students per class, 3,000 in total based on all campuses. Every program is taught in English, but everyone will have to take a second language. I think you see we have very strong student life, a very strong alumni. Our acceptance rate is about 65%, and we're really proud of our retention rate, which is our graduation rate. Students who start as freshmen stay with us all the way through. Since 2016, we've had an average of 90%, which is great. We do offer merit and financial aid scholarships as well. We are going to be hosting some additional sessions for those of you that might want a little bit more information and maybe an opportunity to talk to current students and alumni and some of our regional staff. We're doing that on November 6th and 7th, and happy to send that information to you, make it available. And here, if you'd like, is a little bit more about my information, my email, and also phone. And I think that is where, I'm not going to share this last one. This last video, though, is really, it's a 30-second, but it gives you a sense of La Roche. Excellent. So hopefully that helps you a little bit and gets you a good sense of our school and the culture. And I'm available to answer any questions you might have. Happy to help you. And if there's anything you'd like to know just in general, completely available as well. It can be sometimes you just want to know a question that you might have on college admissions. So there we go. Feel free to add anything into the chat box if you'd like. And if not, I'm going to, in the chat box, go ahead and make sure I add my my answers for you. So with regard to ACT and SAT, I can share with you that we are SAT and ACT optional. If what we do see from students, especially when they receive the higher scholarships, we're probably in the high 20s to low 30s on ACT is what we see, and about the 1200s with SAT. But I just want to remind you, we're very holistic. So if that's an area that sometimes I can tell you, like for me, SAT was not an easy area for me, but I also had part-time experience. I knew I spoke Spanish, and I really wanted to have that kind of a career path. I studied journalism and public relations, and I wanted something with a lot of options. And for me, I was very lucky. When I got out of school, I started with Hyatt Hotels. And I was placed on pre-opening teams in human resources, and then was promoted to the corporate office in Chicago. I lived there for many years, and I would recruit at about 35 universities a year. So I went to many schools, and I have to tell you, we really, again, academics was important, but we really valued leadership, personality, that poise, students that are what we consider yes students is what we look for. So hopefully that answers your question. And I am going to go ahead and put in here let's see. Let me go ahead and answer for everyone. Hold on. Let me get in here. Let's see. I don't think I'm able to add in there. So why don't I share with you the last part here with regard to my contact information, in case you'd like to take that information down. I sure will. Someone read my mind. Would I go back to my contact information? Yes, I will. Let me share that with you right now. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully that'll help you a little bit. And just wanted to remind you, we're doing a lot on, we're doing a lot with NACAC. So hopefully, can you see that? I'm not sure. Is that coming through? I don't think it is.
It looks like it went away again. It was there and it went away.
Let me add it really quick. It keeps launching. So I'm just going to leave it right here for you. So hopefully that you're able to see it. I really encourage you, go ahead and email me if you'd like, and I will share with you this registration on November 6th and 7th. We're going to have some of our students and alumni, and we'll talk a little bit more about summer programs as well. And it's a great way for you to sort of meet other students. We already are close to capacity on our Friday English class, our English session, which I think is at 11:30. So I really encourage you to register as soon as you can. All right, hopefully you got all that information. If there's anything else I can share, happy to do it. Thank you very much for taking your time tonight. And hopefully this experience is going to be enjoyable, a little different, but at least just know a lot of the college counselors are really very open to helping students in whatever way we possibly can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patricia. That was so great.
You're so welcome. Hopefully, I know you saw a little bit of Spain, but not a whole lot, right?
Yes, it was so lovely. Prior to y'all hopping on this call, Patricia and I were talking about how I was in Sevilla, Spain. So definitely recommend.
Well, that's a good point. You know what I wanted to add, a lot of times going to a European school for all your 3.5 to 4 years is a big endeavor, but we do have a very strong study abroad program. So that's something to consider. And even if you don't come with us, we would highly recommend you put that on your list to look at.
Yes, cannot recommend strongly enough. Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. As you close out of the window today, there's going to be a really quick survey. Please answer those 4 questions, as they're so useful for presenters as we're preparing kind of for this experience in the future. Also going to remind you one more time to sign up for more sessions if you liked this one, and to explore more different options for you to kind of explore and take in. Also, recordings for this session and others will be available at iacac.org. But thank you all so much. Have a great evening. Take care.
You're so welcome. Take care. Bye.
Bye.